What's up, everybody? I know that this wasn't the best week to have if you're losing to the Bills, but we have another film room for you here on the RGR Football channel. My name is Daniel Harms, and I do these film reviews every single week. And what I'm going to go over this week is a little bit of the whys. Why the Chiefs lost this game on offense, but also why the defense gave them the opportunity to win this game. And yes, it's because of Steve Spagnuolo. Don't make any mistake about it. They played really, really well in some of the defensive blitzing schemes that he ran. So I want to cover those as well. But also, obviously, we have some issues along the offensive line, specifically at the tackle position. And when you don't have the ability to magically make those happen or make them better, you're going to see some issues, especially when you're trying to get the ball down the field in some longer situations. So let's go ahead and jump in because, this is what the Chiefs do. This is another issue that they've had this season that we seemingly have a couple times a year: pressure and guys not getting open immediately, but also plays being drawn up for longer situations. This is the 2nd and 10 in Kansas City. Comes out with a longer play action fake to Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but as we see here, not one person bit on the play action fake because they have no reason to. There's no established run game. There's no commitment to the run game. So as Clyde's leaking, Mahomes has pressure in his face, and then he gets it out. So what are the Chiefs trying to do? The Chiefs are really trying to run more of a high-low crosser type feel. You're going to have Juju kind of on this short crosser. He's really actually more of a short this way. And you have MVS kind of making more of a vertical attempt and then coming on the cross. You're going to have McCole Hardman come on the jet sweep motion, but also start to use more of a slant feel. And that's really what this comes down to, is you have multiple levels for your crossers. Guys are open as well, by the way. You also have on the backside, Noah Gray is going to go up the seam here and more of a clear out. And we saw Clyde go into the flat. And really, what the Buffalo defense is doing here is nothing extraordinary. It's just a basic, man coverage look where they have Matt Milano as this type of floater underneath. You can call him a spy if you want to. They rotate to a single high and play man coverage underneath. All right. So it's nothing crazy. But as we can see here, the one thing I want to look at is that on the backside of the formation, this backside slant or / backside dig to McCole Hardman's open. And I would love to see the ball get there, but as we can see, there's no way for him to get the ball there because he's busy running out of the pocket, throws it away to the right. And the reason he's throwing out to his right is because two reasons. You have Orlando Brown not able to beat right there. The play action fake, again, takes a little bit of time, but that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to play that fake. But Trey Smith here is going to get beat right across his face. Orlando Brown's going to get beat around the edge. And when he feels the pressure from Orlando, he wanted to step up, but then he saw, number 97 coming at him. And that's when he was like, okay, I don't have time because I wanted to see this here. I saw the pressure, and then I was going to step up. But then the flash from 97 forces him outside, and there's no one open at that point. So we have offensive line tackle issues, but we also have inability here to establish a run game that forces linebackers to think. They're not playing the run, really. They're just kind of moving with the pocket. They're moving with Mahomes. They're moving with everybody on a pass fake. So we have really two issues on that specific play. The inability to force a defense to think that they actually could run the ball in any situation, any given situation, but also protection. Von Miller beating Orlando Brown up the arc there, kind of giving more of a push-pull at the end to really disengage, and then getting at him, 97 beating Trey Smith across the face, or his outside face, I should say, and then Mahomes having to get outside the pocket. Some more tackle issues and pressure issues here because, where's he going? He's got nowhere to go. Again, this is another this is actually only a 2nd and 5. So they're longer developing routes. Once again, we see more of a high-low concept for Kansas City. I think that they're sitting on these short routes specifically, pretty obviously in my opinion, but they also mixed up their coverage on this one. Personally, when you look at what they do, Buffalo's defense, I should say, they played more of a zone and man match concept. So on this side here, they're going to play on this side of the field, essentially, they're playing like zone. So they're going to pass off players. So you're going to see 30 here is opening up to the field, which shows he's playing more of a man concept. Matt Milano's also going to play some coverage. Zone coverage, my apologies. You have zone coverage on these sides, and when you watch them, you'll see them how they pass off. And here you've got man on the opposite side, and you've got manned up on Travis Kelce. So this is, again, a good switch up from the Buffalo Bills, playing some zone here. Again, look, pass off, boom, pass off, boom. Come downhill, and they have these two routes covered up. And Kansas City is running, like I said, when I say high-low plays, you have this here. You've got curl from Kelce. You're going to have Noah Gray come in here and run a dig, and then you just have Mecole Hardman running up the side of the field. And it gives you an option here. You see that Noah Gray actually does come up, and so if we had some time here for Patrick Mahomes to throw the ball, because again, when you sit on these underneath throws, you do get a behind the coverage dig route wide open, which is what I think they were looking for to Noah Gray. But Mahomes doesn't have any time to get the ball out, because what he wants to do is he wants to hold these linebackers in the middle of the field and hit them down the field for a 20-plus yard gain. That's what they're doing here. He's looking, he's reading this left side, and when Noah Gray's going to end up coming open, it's too late. Noah's going to come open behind number 49, Tremaine Edmonds, and then we have pressure already in Mahomes' face. So Orlando Brown going to get thrown by a little bit of a bend there, but get pressure in his face. Andrew Wiley's going to get pushed. And I think Brown actually does a pretty decent job of handling this move from, I think Vaughn was trying to do a little bit of a slap and dip under, but he lost his footing. But again, there's still pressure, given the essence of pressure, and then Wiley's already in the backfield. He's got nowhere to go. So they did a good job complementing each other here on that play for the Buffalo Bills defensive ends. Now back to some more offensive line problems. Just pressure. Like, they're giving so much ground, and Mahomes isn't even that far back. He's not 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He's at 8, but the offensive tackle's already in the backfield. We've seen this before. Defensively, we see more of a Tampa 2. So 21, Poyer's going to come out and be more of here, a half-field defender here. You're going to have a half-field here. Edmonds is going to be this, when they say Tampa 2, they're having this linebacker be a really big apex up here and kind of shell that area. You're also going to have both of these playing kind of like wherever your receivers are going, kind of a zone here, but you have more zone here, more zone here. So that's all this really is, just a straight Tampa 2 coverage. And the Chiefs, they want to get the ball down the field. Travis Kelce's running an out route here. I think you have multiple options on this left side. So let's see what the Chiefs are doing. You have basically slants across the board, okay? You're going to have Juju come and run this slant here. McColl's running a slant. And this is really what it looks like. Travis would come down here and do like the same exact thing. And you have Sky running a curl. You actually have multiple people open because this beats Tampa 2 coverage. If you watch Mecole Hardman on this slant route here, he's open. I believe also Sky Moore wide open where he's looking first, but you've got pressure in his face because he was going to throw this, I think. He was going to throw it right here as you see 30 coming off to get Travis Kelce because they passed this here. But if they don't, this is what Mahomes is reading. He's reading the passing off of the defense players. And Sky Moore's wide open, and that would have been a nice gain, probably a first down. But again, pressure. We have pressure in the backfield immediately. 57 is going to come across and push, just giving a bunch of ground. They're going to do the exact same thing that they did last week to Max Crosby. They're going to send Jerick McKinnon to the right side, and Andrew Wiley oversets. When you have help, why are you oversetting? This has been an issue already. You've got help to the outside. Stop oversetting. You get beat to the inside by a spin move, and then you get sacked. But again, Orlando Brown's not giving up like a huge pressure. It's more of just him getting pushed into the backfield. He's not really comfortable with these 45 sets, and he gives up a lot of ground and gets pushed in by speed to power and power moves all the time. And Andrew Wiley has just been getting beat across the face by spin moves all the time. This one, I just wanted to see Patrick be a little bit better because, again, you've got pressure right off the edge on his left. I think he should probably try to run the ball, but at the end of the day, I mean, what are you doing? There's not much he can do. He didn't even have time to read anything because he has to get out and make something happen. So what I wanted to see from the Chiefs is just be better at helping your guys out. They don't help anybody here. And it's a three-man rush. This is a three-man rush with Matt Milano as a spy. The Bills did a good job of mixing up their coverages too and mixing up their identities. They rushed three a little bit in this game, much like the Bengals did in the playoffs last year in the AFC Championship game. But you've got pressure right off the edge. Mahomes can't see anything. He has to get out, make something happen. And when Andrew Wiley gets beaten across the face again, three-man rush, guys. Three-man rush. This can't happen. You can't have pressure like this in three-man rush. That's the exact reason that they lost to the Bengals last year, because they had three-man rushes and they were giving up pressure right in Patrick Mahomes' face. Like, you can't get beat here. He just gets pushed in the back and Phillips just runs across him. Like, Patrick Mahomes is a god. Don't get me wrong. It's almost impossible for most quarterbacks in the NFL to do what he's doing right now. But at the end of the day, it's not enough. You have to help him be who he is. You can't just say, hey, Patrick, go make a play because we can't protect you. Protect him. Let him be his best self. And even though he can do all this, don't force him to do this. It's a big reason why the Chiefs lost that game against the Buffalo Bills on offense, when they moved the ball pretty well, but when they were forced into some of their longer situations or their longer developing routes, pressure was getting put in Mahomes, tackles were being put in the lap, and it's forced him to be uncomfortable. He doesn't trust the offensive line right now, and it's showing in the way that he's escaping out to his right. Once again, that we saw this last year when he didn't have trust in the offensive line. It's showing once again. The reason they were in the game to begin with is because the Chiefs' defense was standing tall in situational places, and I really do think that Spags did an excellent job of showing blitzes and making the offense think. Even though they don't get the sack back here, they do force an incompletion on third down, which is exactly what you're looking for. It's just as good as a sack against this defense, against this offense, excuse me. And what I want to point out is calculated risks. Blitzes are calculated risks. So when we see the Chiefs coming down here, you have Justin Reed in the box, okay? You got 3 safeties on the field, which means you have 1 linebacker. It's a third down situation, so we know pretty much they're not running the football. They're going to put the ball in Josh Allen's hands. So you're going to have Nick Bolton, blitz. You're going to have off the edge, Josh Williams is going to blitz. So he's going to have rotation here. You're going to have Juan Thornhill rotate to the single high safety. You're going to have Bush come down and man up Gabe Davis. And you've just got man coverage on the back side here. So everyone is coming. And then Justin Reed's going to come back here. Or he's going to be in man coverage. I forget which one. But yeah, he's coming back here to play in the middle of the field. Yep, I was right. So you get the pressure off. Yeah, they're not going to do each other. Again, I think Frank Clark multiple times in this game was showing he still has some juice as a pass rusher. He just beats Deion Dawkins around the edge there. And when you have that blitz, what you're hoping for is the overload, or excuse me, the free rusher on the right side pushes the quarterback into Frank Clark. So again, they dialed this up really well, but you don't have this angle. It's just a little bit too inside from Joshua Williams. And then that force that allows Josh Allen to come around because he's just that good. They run into each other. But you have pursuit. I know they have guys running free on the backside, but you're hoping for a calculated risk to have some mistakes from the quarterback. He doesn't end up seeing the guy coming across the middle of the field, and he ends up throwing this basically to nobody. So great job from Spags getting this blitz dialed up right. They did exactly what they wanted to do, and then they got some pursuit at the end of it, and that's what you're looking for. So I really want to tip my hat to Spags again. We've seen him getting in his bag this year with some significant exotic-looking blitzes, but he's been doing a good job of dialing up what he wants to do and get some free rushers on the outside, trying to force the quarterbacks into the pass rushing lanes of Frank Clark and some of the other players. One other one from the day for Spags, great job again, overloading the right side of the formation and forcing Josh Allen to come out to his right. Colin Saunders is a freak athlete, guys. For his size, that dude is a freak athlete. So this is a really exotic, fun look, because you're going to have, again, the overload on the right side. You're going to blitz. These two guys are coming. So who's going to drop, right? You're going to have Frank Clark drop into a zone. You're going to have, really what's creative about this is that it's dialed up to have Josh Allen move. So Colin Saunders only has to work off this way. That's exactly what they're looking for. They're also going to drop L'Jarius Sneed into a half field safety read look, and then they're going to have a lot of fun underneath because they get exactly what they're looking for. Nick Bolton comes off to the right here, picks up the immediate throw, which is what they're trying to prevent. Prevent the immediate throw, force Josh Allen off of his spot. They have everybody in position right now. That's what you're looking for. Everyone's in position, everyone's covered, and Josh Allen doesn't have anywhere to go with the football immediately. This is what we're talking about here. Can't throw it here, can't throw it here. He doesn't have anywhere to go yet. So this is exactly what the Chiefs are trying to dial up. And again, the free rushers off here, and you just have Colin Saunders work out here. So this is actually perfectly dialed up. It's perfectly executed, and they get everything they're looking for. Obviously, there ends up being a free runner at the middle of the field. But again, that's what you're trying to get. You're going to have some situations that don't work out for you because that's what you're doing with the blitz. You're getting the free rushers. You're hoping to get the quarterback off a spot. And when you're getting to Josh Allen and forcing him to move, that's when he becomes less accurate. And that's what they showed yesterday, is that they were able to get some of these blitzes dialed well and move him and get him off of his spot where he was going to go with the quick football, because that's what they did early in this game. They got the ball out quick, and they were able to matriculate the ball down the field, get some chunk plays. But really, in situations like this, they did a great job of forcing the offense to play to them. They did it on the goal line with blitzes. They did it in the middle of the field. They were able to execute these blitzes pretty well, and all because of some, long touchdowns to Stephon Diggs and Gabriel Davis. Spags gets a lot of blame for this game, but when you look at it again, in the sense that they held the Bills to 17 points throughout most of this game, Spags did a great job of situationally blitzing, taking some risks. Didn't work out the whole time, but he gave them an opportunity to win this game. He gave them an opportunity. So why were the Chiefs even in this game to begin with? Is because Spags and the defense did a great job of holding them at bay until they couldn't anymore. Again, when you go back to that final drive from Buffalo, Josh Allen was just Josh Allen. He made a great throw to Dawson Knox in the end zone for a touchdown on great coverage. Like, he was just beating the coverage at times. And when you hold him down for so long in playing coverage, eventually he's going to beat you. So I really want to, again, tip my hat to Spags for dialing up the blitzes really, really well. And they executed them well. But again, rookies on the outside. Trent McDuffie should be coming back. They should be getting healthier. They have Willie Gay back. There's going to be some room for improvement everywhere, but I think getting healthy is going to be the main focus. On the opposite side, the offense really needs to get some offensive line stuff figured out. I don't know what it's going to be, but Patrick Mahomes doesn't trust the offensive line, doesn't trust the tackles. They need to get some type of under center running play action game going. The Bills did it in this game, and the Chiefs didn't do it, and it really does help the quarterback out a lot on those play action fakes, because you have to give the defense something to respect. Regardless of whether it's going to be a run or not, you have to have a little bit of semblance there. So a little bit of the whys, why the Chiefs defense was able to keep them in the game, and why the Chiefs offense, for the most part, was unable to capitalize in situations. The tackles not really there. I hope you guys enjoyed this, because really what it comes down to is shooting themselves in the foot on offense with bad protection. They had guys open. They had the ability to win this game, and they didn't. They just shot themselves in the foot. So that's both games that they lost came down to the Chiefs not executing and not, shooting themselves in the foot when they should win these games. So they're close. They really need to just kind of get better in those situational aspects, some situational play calling. I think everything's going to be fine. Again, you guys have a great day. We'll see you next time. This is going to be what happens. They're going to lose some games. They're going to have some offensive execution issues. But again, try to stay the course. Make sure you're hitting that like, hit the bell, and the sub. All you that are new, please hit the sub button. We're trying to bump those numbers up this year. One place you guys can get all this actual analysis from, and not just the fan stuff. We really love trying to break the game down for you. So I hope you learned something, and I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching this video from the team at RGR Football. Click these videos to see more, and subscribe to RGR Football.